Hello, here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. In the previous episode, we conquered everything else there was to see and do with the trading side quest and got to the magnifying lens. Ooh, it's so sparkly and shiny. Or at least as shiny as you can get for a Game Boy game. In today's video, first of all, I want to demonstrate something pretty cool. You can use the hook shot to stun these green blob jerks. And after they're stunned, you can use your super awesome powers of Stabby to defeat them. Because remember, if we tried attacking them before, we get electrocuted, but now we can attack them with the sword, now that we got the hook shot. And that's pretty exciting indeed. So as we go across this area, there's something that I want to talk about with Link's Awakening that I think is pretty interesting. So, a lot of the Zelda games that had like a manga adaptation that isn't really canon to the Zelda story or anything like that, or the Zelda timeline, but they offer some interesting insights into the world of these games. Hoot. There are two shrines, one to the north, the other to the south. First, head south, where ancient ruins speak of the windfish. You will learn much there, ... The word ancient is kind of a special one to me because Meanie Beanie, okay, she was able to pronounce most words okay, but there were two in particular that she always mispronounced because they were really funny. So, she would always pronounce the word ancient like ancient, and jewelry like jewelry, or something like that. I have a hard time replicating how she said jewelry, but the way she said the word ancient is just like burned into my brain forever. But going back to the Link's Awakening manga for a moment, a couple of interesting details I want to point out. So, Link also had a fairy companion in this game, the fairy Gorfelicia. She acted as a kind of a similar role to the owl in the games. The owl did appear in the manga as well, and I think it had a bit more of a prominent role in it as well. But the fairy Felicia was also like Link's companion throughout the story as well, which is pretty interesting. And also, she's just super adorable. I have a picture of her on screen, but she is so adorable. Activating that Armo Sky will open the way towards a secret she shell. If you collect a lot of these, something good is bound to happen. And now, how do we actually fight these guys, you may be wondering? Well, we're going to boop them on the nose and then stab them with the sword. Arrow thingy. Yeah, the sword doesn't actually deal any damage to them, so it's probably verbally clarify that. You can defeat them with a bow and arrow, and they'll always drop an arrow after they're defeated. So, yeah, don't worry about wasting your arrows as you go across this area, as long as you don't waste too many of them fighting the Choo-Choos, but you should be okay. Another detail about the Link's Awakening manga that's kind of interesting is that, you remember how we got the Dream Shrine? How we went there to get the ocarina? In the manga, Madame Meow Meow, of all people, is the one who gives it to you. After you save Bow Wow and give it back to her, she rewards Link with the ocarina. Which, I don't know why, I just always thought that was a pretty funny detail. I mean, I always thought, I learned that a couple days ago, and ever since then it's been on my mind. But anyway, now we're at the South Face Shrine. If you destroy those two jars, they will always drop arrows, so if you're running low on them, you can come back here, go back in and out as much as you want to get some more. You gonna wake up, buddy? You don't wake up? How about an arrow to the face? Oh, okay. Footsteps are the only thing that wakes you up. So, this guy, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, so I'm gonna call him Jimmy. So, Jimmy is going to be jumping around the area, and after he jumps, he's going to like stun you with his stunning good looks. So you want to be careful with that. You can use the bow and arrow to continuously attack him until his face explodes. And then we can destroy him in cold blood. I'm going to fight him one more time because I want to demonstrate just how easy it is to actually defeat this guy. Like, boom, 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 jump, boom, 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 jump, boom, 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 boom. Like, he's already dead. You've got the face key. There's a picture carved on the wall, but you can't see it because it's too dark in here. To the finder, the Isle of Coland is but an illusion. Human, monster, sea, sky. A scene on the lid of a sleeper's eye. Awake the dreamer, and Coland will vanish, much like a bubble on a needle. Castaway, you should know the truth. What? Illusion? Hoot. I see you have read the relief. While it does say the island is but a dream of the windfish, no one is really sure. Just as you cannot know if a chest holds treasure until you open it. So you cannot tell if this is a dream until you awaken. The only one who knows for sure is the windfish. Trust your feelings. Someday, you will know for sure. I will talk about this in a moment, but I want to point out something really amusing about this that I didn't know until recently. The only thing actually required for story progress is to pick up the face key. You don't actually have to read the inscription on the wall at all. If you leave, you can continue the rest of the game normally, and the owl never tells you anything. I'm willing to bet there is somebody out there who played the entire game not realizing until the very end that Goland Island is just a dream. The soonest we can come across this is as soon as we're able to get in Tamil Village. If you're able to get the bow and arrow, we're able to come here and defeat this guy and figure this out a lot sooner than they probably intended to. Which means, if Marin is following you, she's just waiting outside, like you go into a dungeon. She's just waiting outside for you to return. She will listen to the owl talking about how the Golden Island is just an illusion, but nobody knows for sure. And she's just sitting there all daydreaming the entire time this is happening. I don't know why, but when I found that recently when I was practicing for this Let's Play, that might be one of my favorite details in the entire game now. There's a few more noteworthy things about the South Face Shrine that we'll be talking about in a couple of videos from now. But just know that doghouse glitch that we've been playing around with, there's another version of it with the South Face Shrine that's only accessible in the original version of this game. But we'll talk about that in due time. But as for right now, let's actually talk about what we learned in there. Covalent Island being a dream. That may sound kind of a cliche plot twist to say, oh, it's all just a dream. But seeing this for the first time when I was a kid, I didn't comprehend it at the time when I was playing through it, but as I thought about it more and more, it really blew my mind. It was like, wait, oh my goodness. This is all just an illusion. If we wake up, everyone's going to disappear. Oh my god, do I even want to continue on this quest? What's going on? Oh my goodness. And I'm really happy that I know about the Link's Awakening manga now, because Link had that exact same impression when he first learned about this in the manga. He felt betrayed by the owl and Felicia. So much so that he wanted to just completely abandon the quest altogether and say, hey, look, screw you guys, you all lied to me, everything is going to disappear if I continue, so I'm out of here. He doesn't exactly say that, but just for comedic purposes. He tries to take Marin with him off the island and sail away. So, yeah, something that I thought for years, wondering, wait, why doesn't he just sail off the island? He came here on a boat in the first place, can he just make another boat? So, yeah, Link actually does try to sail off the island in the manga. I believe he also wanted to bring Terran with him as well, but only Marin wanted to go. They come across a barrier that prevents them from going any further. And this is the reason why Link can't escape. It's like he comes to the edge of the stream world and there's nowhere else for him to go. This might not be entirely intentional, but I feel like this game also kind of subtly hints at this game being a dream as well. Keep in mind, this is only the 4th game in the Zelda series. A lot of the stuff that we've seen in this game is pretty weird compared to what the series was going for at the time. Up until this point, Zelda 1 and 2, they were really just your generic fantasy adventure for the NES. A Link to the Past had a bit more variety with it, with the Dark World, and the fact that Link turns into a bunny when he goes into the Dark World the first time, but we never really saw anything to the weirdness of this game's degree. We didn't see an entire village filled with talking animals. We didn't see a frickin' egg on top of a mountain that has a fish in it. The weird stuff that we see here is only weird in the context of the real world. In a dream, it all makes sense. Because when you're in a dream, everything makes sense. You don't realize that you're dreaming until you wake up. And I know that's like a paraphrase of a popular quote from Inception, but that quote really does speak so many truths when it comes to dreams. Now you may be wondering, why is it so important for us to wake up the Windfish at all? I mean, the island seems sort of okay. I mean, we have Marin, she's awesome. Do we actually need to leave this place? The Windfish slumbers long, the hero's life gone.